Sox. Red or White Sox. Gotcha. Gotcha. I mean, Sox are a pretty good team. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying they're the best team, but they're pretty decent. I mean, they got a lot of young talent on that team coming up. Trying to be Brad Pitt. I mean, difference between Brad Pitt and baseball is that I guess the fact that Brad Pitt still lost. Yeah, I mean Billy Bean still lost. Ivers like you gotta respect what he did, but he didn't win anything. Sox. I mean, the Sox usually are ass. I mean, unless I'm wrong, I've been wrong a lot tonight. But the White Sox have usually been pretty ass the last couple of years. Like I remember when Carlos Rondon came out of the draft. They're doing like a whole prediction of like what are the odds the Phillies can get him at like 15. There's like a point oh oh oh. It was like 6 O's 1-7, and then he didn't pan out. I mean, they traded their best starting pitcher in Chris Sale for a bunch of talent, but only I think one of them is doing fairly well. Moncada. Oh, can of corn. It's got to be a team worse than the West. I mean, the Reds. I'm pretty sure the Reds are worse than the White Sox. I know the Reds when they came to Philly were like 1-7 or something like that. No, they're pretty bad.
In this one, they're only down runs, but it's really key for that to try to get on and get a beginning started.
Oh no, not sure what happened after. I'm assuming after they traded Kutch, a bunch of players that weren't starting could start and turn out to be really good, something like that. Uh, they all started winning. I do know the Pirates. I think last year had the first ever South African player in the MLB play in the major leagues. Like, it was like breaking news that this guy started. He is the first ever South African player to ever play in Major League Baseball. So that was pretty cool from last year.
Yeah, he certainly was a big part of this victory. Picked up 4 RBIs in the game, so it's
Dude,
safe.
why is our pitching staff so buns? Not one pitcher on our staff has a winning record. God damn, I'm playing in.
Hey, this guy's done a
Oh yeah, I
really
saw the.
job on the year keeping the opponent's
That's a
bats
really weird correlation that trading Kutch made your pitchers do good.
he's coming into this one.
How do you
Under
hit the wrong
250
button?
against this guy. He's been good all season long.
Yo, Corey Dickerson was a steal. Corey Dickerson was a monster that the Tampa Bay shouldn't have gotten rid of. And the one kid you had that just caught up like 3 weeks ago had a no hitter through 7 in his major league debut. I think it was Mudger or something like that. Dude, Cole needed a new change. As good as Cole can be, Cole needed a new change of scenery. Like he needed the best thing for Garrett was to get out of Pittsburgh. But y'all got some good stuff for him. Colin Moran's like a 20 home run hitter.
Sometimes you get off on the wrong foot, and it's hard to get back on the right one. Hit he's given up here all going. He strings some outs together.
And y'all still have Tyon. I think Jamison Tyon can have a better upside than Garrett Cole in Pittsburgh. Now, speaking of Cutch and Dickerson, I was at the home run derby when they had McCutcheon go because he hit Jesus Christ, I tried that bat. But I think it was like Cutch was for the National League, and he's not a home run hitter at all. And they're like so afraid he's gonna mess up his swing. I think it's his MVP year, and it pretty much ruined. Yeah, that's right. It's Kingman. You're right. I just said some random prospect. I think. Oh God.
These are huge innings for a team's morale. The pitcher wants to go out and throw that shutdown inning up and get the boys back swinging the bats again with a chance to capitalize and even extend this current lead. A swing and a miss. He offered it a ball way outside the strike zone for out number 2. That's not an. Ready for another.
I mean, how do you feel about the one guy, Hayden Hurst? He was a 18-year-old prospect. Now he's playing football for I think the Ravens. How's that happen? Oh, you got Musgrove. Oh, Musgrove came from Houston. Whoops, I thought you already had him. I try. I'm only human after all.
So the batting order turns over now and set to go. Reyes. He'll swing it from right here.
Oh, I bet that would have been perfect. You know, former Pittsburgh Pirate comes to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like, that's just a fairy tale right there. Still ends up in Pittsburgh after all those years.
And they finish the bunt with the bang just the way you want to.
Oh, the one dude the Eagles got though for in the second round, Dallas Goedert. Watch his highlight. The dude just plays like Gronk. Like it's not even funny how similar this is. Like you put him and Zach Ertz together, but it's gonna be a deadly 1-2 combo. Yeah, I mean, single A is still like 10 times better than I'm ever gonna get. Oh yeah, I mean, I think last year the way I like players is usually from like random highlights of them throughout the year. And last year I think is either Ben Gamble or Mitch Haniger made a diving catch and they did like a metalcore hair flip at the end of it. It was it was some pretty dope ass hair they had. Hey, speaking of Garrett Cole, who we're playing, it's your boy. I used to play baseball. I haven't played baseball since my junior year of high school, and that was 5 years ago. So I'm a little removed from the game.
Now, 1968, it's baseball. Daniel Mengden, right-hander from the state of Texas, is the man on the mound here. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, one of the strengths of this guy is handling right-handed hitters. Right-handers coming into this game are hitting under 250 against this guy, so he's doing a lot of things right. Right-hander step into the batter's box.
Pop in the air. Bishop will wait on it. And he's got it for out number one. Now here's a look at the Astros starting.
Oh, Garrett, don't do me like this. Garrett, why? Come on, Garrett. You gotta let me hit the home run off you.
Here comes the first pitch.
You got a Pittsburgh fan watching. You gotta do it for Pittsburgh.
Toward the alley in left center. And he will make the play out there, and there are two away now. Time now for a glance at Bob A's starting lineup. Who are you focused on, Dan Plesac? And it resulted in his beautiful.
1 year for my what league was it? It was my township league. I had 43 stolen bases on 43 attempts. I had the same season. I had 1 hit and 3 at-bats and like 50 walks. Like, I'm not even joking with you. It is the most insane stat line ever. Like, I would literally just go 0 for 0 in games.
Oh, no doubt about that. Was a rocky frame, but clearly not enough to chase him in this game. We'll see if he's still shaking a bit or if he's able to put this behind him.
Hey, we got no. The 1-2.
Of course, you have your minor league home, your little league home runs, the 200-foot fences.
Bishop take and on first for the out.
But kind of peaked at T-ball, you know. T-ball is the peak year for me, and then everything was downhill from there.
He was retired via the ground ball last time up. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. High in the air out to center field. Springer has a read on it. Makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. 1-2-3. They trail in as Jodick stands at second with no out. This one over
I
toward
just,
first.
I couldn't tell you. It wasn't horrible pitching. I think I just got a lot of lucky calls.
Out, but it's a productive one as the runner moves up.
I really do, because there'd be a lot of borderline calls I would get.
Striding in. Bishop, he flew out in it.
Like,
Number 24. Come on, big guy, get your pitch. First pitch coming, here it is. And that one just missed outside.
oh, 0 for 5. That suck.
The 1-0. High in the air out toward left center. On the move, Springer. One away.
And I mean, the year I did got all the walks and all stolen bases, it was on the upper field. So it's like, I guess for township ball, it's like the majors for making the township. So I guess they're pretty good to be on their team.
Welcome you to the Oakland Coliseum tonight. Game 2 of this three-game series between the American League's Houston Astros and the Oakland A's. Going to be an interesting contrast in this one. So coming to the plate, Bishop.
And Just Frio went 0 for 2 against your boy Garrett Cole.
Down by
Can of corn.
First pitch on its way. Way out to left center. Run. And there are two gone now. Again, Bishop. He flew at bat. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Gap in left center. He's got a base hit. More. And he'll coast into second.
New generation Philly. It's a tie between Hoskins and Nola. Nola is a top 5 pitcher in the league if you look at his stats, or if you look at his stats, not his win-loss record. And Rhys Hoskins is a monster.
Lowry on to first. Double play, but boy, was he upended at second base. Digging in. Bishop, he's got an situation. Right man for the job.
I'd say so.
I mean, I guess the two people who watch baseball think the same way.
And that's the first out of the inning.
But funny story about Rhys Hoskins. Before Rhys Hoskins was Rhys Hoskins, there's an autograph signing. It was him and I want to say Jorge Alfaro. So I go to it because I like to collect the autographs of the players, and I get these 8x10 signed, and no one's in line for Hoskins, and I get my photo signed. Just wish him have a good rest of his season and such. They're all selling. I got the after it. The store puts the stuff up for sale. It's like $25 for Hoskins. If I got signed baseball, Hoskins comes up, the same ball or the same autograph I paid $20 for is now on their shelf for $100. So I think it's just a funny steal. I mean, Herrera's good, yeah, but he's inconsistent. I think Tommy is in Texas. I think he's with the Rangers. I think he's in their minor league system. But that's just the last time I heard where he was.
The Astros on top 2-0. In Bishop and
Driving his RBIs. They're putting the Phillies as the yeah, it's the Phillies. They're putting the Phillies as the top team to sign either Harper or Machado. And if you put a power left-handed bat in with Hoskins, and you put them back to back, you can't pitch to that. It's like when you had Ryan Howard and then you had Jason Worth back to back. You can't put a lefty in because as soon as you put the lefty in, you have Jason Worth to back him up. And you can't put a righty in because you have Howard.
He's been great lately, and it's resulted with the American Litho Award.
See, Pat Neshek's good. They're not saying what's wrong with him right now. Alright, cool, he's 37, you expect him to have some aches and pains. I think he's actually like 38 or 39. He has some aches and pains with, hey, I beat it out, infield hit. I'm a god.
First pitch on its way from here's chopper up the middle. Fielded cleanly. On to first, but it's too late. First base umpire.
They're gonna beat the Yankees. Oh, definitely. The Phillies are definitely gonna be a Yankee-style team. Like, they have... Even the talent they have now, Kingery, Crawford, Hoskins, Alfaro is a solid core. If Franco can strike out less and hit for better average, definitely. And Nick Williams is a stud. Like, he's so underrated in the outfield, it's not even funny. He can literally hit for 30 home runs and steal 30 bags.
So digging up.
Number 24.
Delivery to him on the way. Now a ground ball for Altuve. This might be two. To second for one. Relay to first in time, and just like that, this side. Here's Carlos Correa now. It's been an 0 for 2 effort for him to this point.
Moving into the back end of this game, they're only down by a couple of runs.
Yeah, and even for their pitching, you got Nola, you got who's 24, you got Eflin who's 23. Crawford's a shortstop, but he can play second. But I think they're gonna move Cesar probably at trade deadline and start Kingery at second. So it'll be Santana first, Kingery second, Crawford short, Franco second, or Franco third. Sorry.
Here's the catch. Holmes.
But through that pitching, like you got Nick Pivetta, like all their starting pitchers, excluding Jake Arrieta, are super young, and Eichhoff, who's 28.
Ground to short. Lowry back to first. A ninth inning double play, and they're an out away from closing this one out.
But it's weird because Crawford and Kingery can actually flip flop because Kingery start at shortstop and Crawford starts second, which is weird.
When the next guy bounces into a double play, we'll get the final out and wrap this thing up.
Gotcha. I mean, it's never fun to watch your team get blown out. Then, on my YouTube, I do a Phillies franchise, and one of the games I trade Vince Velasquez. And if you follow the Phillies, you know how bad Vince Velasquez is. So I trade him to the Pirates for Trevor Williams, and then I think Vince Velasquez has gone like 2-20 in that franchise. Hey, look at us. We're killing it right now. 16 home runs, just under 200 at bats. This season, the Pirates have 2 4-game losing streaks and 2 5-game. Yeah, that sounds like a Flyers thing right there. Yeah, it's such a Trevor. Yeah, I like Trevor Williams. That's why I had to get him. Yeah, I'm a sap for like stories like that. Like I told you, like I like players who have like a sappy story to them. Trevor Williams had one last year where he had where he made the story. He had a good story, like he kissed his wife and his daughter was there and his dad was there. And same with the Reds relief pitcher who hit the walk-off home run after his dad passed away.
A left-handed Floridian will get the starting assignment. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, one of the things this guy does really well, neutralize the left-handed hitters.
Yeah, he's doing good with the Phillies though. I promise in my franchise, he's doing pretty good.
250 against this guy, so whatever he's doing against lefties, it certainly works.
Now, Kelby Tomlinson. This one off today. 2-2. This is on the over to first. Bishop comes up with it. And he'll take this to the bag himself, and there's your first out of the ballgame. Now, the Diamondbacks.
That's pretty cool.
Top of the first with nobody on.
I think more players should do things like podcasts. Like I know Pat McAfee, I know he retired, but he has a podcast. And I think he does one with AJ Hawk too, who's also retired. He's a retired Packer. But I know Cassius Marsh of the 49ers, He does a lot of stuff. He goes to a lot of like Magic the Gathering conventions.
Strickland, Bishop, numbers like those, he's putting himself in contention. Rookie of the year hardware
In there. Oh, big boy's in there.
on its way.
I don't know the
Hard toward the
pitchers.
right side. And that
Steven
finds some outfield
Brault.
capacity.
That's a name right there. Brault.
And he
Brault.
is safe at second base as he legs out a double.
Yeah, I thought my name was hard to my last name was hard to say, but
right?
then
That's
I
the
watched
beauty
baseball,
of this
football, and
inning. This one is up.
hockey.
That's
Souza on it first with nobody out.
If I don't know if you've seen it or not, but Pat McAfee has a stand-up. It's hilarious. One of the funniest stands that they've ever watched. It's literally on par with Kevin Hart and like Gabriel Iglesias. It's that funny.
Comes right
Like
at
all you
the
gotta do is look
plate
up
and gets
Pat
it
McAfee
out of
stand-up.
play.
gotta love that receiver, right? The first is he gets the roll over, he pulls times.
Things up where he left off. Doubled in his last at another.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely no guy. He's just an
Shot
alcoholic.
to
That's all
third.
he
There
is.
are two away.
He's an alcoholic who played football.
So striding in, David Peralta, as he's got a chance to tie this ball
I'm
game
eventually
up.
gonna get one of those balls. I'm gonna
Heading
jump for
toward
them.
the
I'm gonna
dirt.
get one one day.
90 feet
I'm
away
gonna snag
from
one out of
third.
20 feet in the air. I know it.
Pulled softly out toward right. In there, base hit, and that ought to.
Boy, so frustrated as a pitcher. Two-strike RBI base hit. The ball wasn't hit very hard, dear. From a hitter's perspective, you'll
And today
go deep
and can go legitimate two-strike approach. Digging in once again, Bishop 1 for 2, including back in the first.
Oh, that's just my luck. The Braves are either going to pan out and be super nice, or they're gonna blow up. That's their team is literally based around their farm system.
to minimize the damage here. One run
I know Acuna. Acuna is super nice. Ozzy Albies seems like he could be hit or miss. Same with Dansby Swanson. But if that pitching, uh, that pitch, oh, what's he called? That pitching depth they have in the minor league. I know Sean Newcomb's kind of a bust, but I have a bunch of other guys who can be really good down there.
To right field. Bishop is under it. He hauls it in, and the run will not come around to score. Only one in the inning for Arizona. Ready for their chance. Bishop, he's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. First pitch coming here.
Oh, bollocks. Fly out.
And he will run this one down, moving to his left, and that's the stepping in and ready for another shot. Didi Gregorius comes into this appearance in the midst of a one-board. Lowry's got it.
We can never turn two.
First, not in time as the umpire was there to make the call.
South with the Braves is I think they're gonna get rid of pretty much that old regime that's there. They're gonna get rid of Freeman. They're gonna get rid of Inciarte. I mean, they had a nice young catcher, but he decided he wanted to be a relief pitcher in Bethencourt. But you know, some people I can be really good at math, but I want to be an English major for some reason. What do I know?
Now on a Sunday afternoon in Northern California, MLB The Show has baseball from the Oakland Coliseum.
And even Evan Gaddis, they had Evan Gaddis for a minute, and he was pretty nice. Nice 20 home run guy, and they traded him for pennies.
It's interleague baseball.
Hey, good for Trev. Yeah, I mean, the Phillies are supposed to play the Orioles tonight. That got rained out. So I think that's like two of the last 5 games three of the last 5 games they've had get like delayed or rained out.
But that doesn't necessarily indicate what kind of
Oh,
pitcher this
SunTrust is
guy is.
super
When he
nice. I
brings his
give them
A
that.
game, he can shut anybody down.
SunTrust is a super nice price, especially since it's finished now. Like last year they opened it and it wasn't finished, and it kind of just like took away from it. But now that's finished and it has that nice hotel in left field and it's like all nicely done. That is a top 5 park in the league.
Well, Matty, I'm excited to watch David Peralta play. He's really excelled against right-handed pitching this season, hitting over 300 against them coming in. So, given the matchup he's faced with here, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see him make some noise at the plate.
Next up for the A's, Bishop. And with numbers like those, he's putting himself in contention for some Rookie of the Year hardware. He can keep it up. First pitch on its way. Lifted down the
Nope,
line.
can of corn.
Here comes Peralta. And
He
they
didn't
can't
catch
run
it.
it down. Well,
Yes.
guys, these
That never
Diamondbacks, as
happens to
maybe in
me.
play, they come in not exactly setting
Surprised
the
he didn't get a
world on
speed boost and
fire.
he didn't do like a
About 5 other guys
dive,
able
tumble,
to finish.
somersault for it.
Yeah, Matty,
That's a
this
ball.
recent trend is becoming a problem. They have to find someone that can go out on the mound and throw a donut up early to give this offense a chance to right itself. They can't continue to be
Oh,
playing
come on, Tubby, beat it out. You're so slow.
but the recovery throw will be in time to first. A good job that time of not giving up on the play, and the inning is
Yeah, no, the
over.
outfield walls seem normal. I mean, most parks seem like they have normal
Oh my goodness.
outfield
We'll
walls.
back
It's
to the
very.
Coliseum right after this.
I know you have the monster in Boston. You have that weird outcropping at Target Field in Minnesota. But most walls seem like they're normal walls, you know? But the crazy walls usually do. They bring a characteristic to a ballpark. Like Fenway's not Fenway without the monster. Wrigley's not Wrigley without the Ivy.
And just short of a home run, this ball's off the wall. And he'll get in there at third as he just misses a home run but settles for the triple. Digging in the switch hitter, Bishop, 1 for 2 as the ball game thus.
Oh, now. 2 down. You got 2 down.
First pitch of the at-bat.
I mean, even New York, their walls aren't crazy, but they have a super short right field porch, which you don't see a lot in baseball.
Looks like a fastball coming in, and then it just
Oh, jammed me.
drops off the table. You can get a lot of swinging strikes with that.
And he'll step on the belt, and the inning is over. Another good inning for the maybe the best fans in baseball right there, and they're loving it at the 5 and 9. Back with more on a Sunday afternoon following this.
Dimensions. I mean,
In once again, David Peralta, and we'll see
I
what
don't know that I don't really know what the dimensions are for SunTrust.
here in the 5th.
I'm assuming they're probably hitter friendly, and they're probably pitcher friendly to a field.
And the 2-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. Diamondbacks
Citizens Bank has a 403-foot center field, I think. It's like 405 actually. It's really random.
Standing in, Bishop will try and get something started in the home half of the 7th.
But I know left field is like 360 something. And same with right field at Citizens Bank.
No one gets to this one as it lands in the home and a foul ball. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the 1-1 pitch. Ripped on the ground to first.
Right to him.
Smith with it, and he'll take it to the bag for the out. Ready once again, Bishop. He was retired via the
Bases be juiced.
Come on, sit on something right here. Let it fly.
$5 I'm gonna ground out.
Lifted the other way.
Alright, let's get an RBI.
Wilson giving chase. And he makes the play, but this should extend their lead as the runner
That's all that matters. I got the RBI, guys. 410's a big wall. I mean, isn't that the same with hell, what's the Giants stadium called? Giants? Yeah, no, PNC's the oh, it's eight is Giants Stadium AT&T? Or I don't know, it's weird. Unless that's PNC, I'm thinking of a different stadium.